properties of group 15 elements. That second one is reactions with the hydrogen. Second one, reaction with the hydrogen, or we can say atomic hydrogen or dihydrogen, reaction with hydrogen. So here it is observed that all group 15 elements, for a moment it is written as letter E. E stands for the first letter of the word elements. Okay, and here we are taking elements of group 15. Okay, so that is react with hydrogen or a dihydrogen H2. So that will give EH3 type compound. Okay, so group 15 element after heating with hydrogen, that will give, after heating with hydrogen, that will give EH3 type molecule, that is called hydrides. Okay, EH3 type. So with respect to +3 oxidation state of element, that will produce a product. If you go with respect to nitrogen, so after reacting with the hydrogen, that will produce NH3. This is called ammonia. NH3 nothing but ammonia. Then phosphorus, after reacting with hydrogen, that will produce PH3. That is called phosphine. That is nothing but phosphine. Then arsenic react with hydrogen produces AS2. It is arsenic hydride, ASH3. This is called arsenic hydride. Arsenic hydride. Similarly, antimony that react with hydrogen produces antimony hydride. That will give antimony hydride. Antimony hydride. Similarly, bismuth after react with hydrogen produces bismuth hydride. Name is bismuth hydride. So all this shows EH3 types. So first one ammonia, NPH3 phosphine, ASH3 arsenic hydride, SPH3 antimony hydride, BiH3 called bismuth hydrides. Okay. So here NH3, PH3 are completely non-metallic molecules. Okay, but all these are hydride. So ammonia and phosphine are completely non-metallic, but here all these are hydride form. That means in the first two cases, hydrogen present in the form of positive nature. Okay, so nitrogen and phosphorus negative nature, whereas the hydrogen shows positive nature. But in case of arsenic antimony bismuth shows positive nature, whereas hydrogen shows negative nature. So negative nature or anionic nature hydrogen called hydride. That is why the name ends with hydride. Arsenic hydride, antimony hydride, bismuth hydride. Let us see some of the properties of hydrides. Properties of EH3 type molecules of group 15 element. Properties of EH3 type molecules of group 15 elements. Let us see one by one. So I will write again. We have ammonia and then PH3. After that ASH3 arsenic hydride, antimony hydride, bismuth hydride. The first property here, if you move from ammonia to that of bismuth, down the group. Okay. So if you move down the group, that is ammonia to that of bismuth, the first point is acidic nature increases. Ammonia to bismuth hydride, acidic nature increases. Acidic nature increases. That is the first point we have to remember. The second point is, of course, if acidic nature increases, means basic nature must be decreases. So basic nature decreases. Basic nature decreases. The second point. The third point that we have to remember is stability, especially thermal stability. After heating that compound, what happened? So here from ammonia to bismuth hydride, thermal stability decreases. Thermal stability decreases. Thermal stability decreases. That is the third point about the nature of this compound. The fourth point here we have to remember is boiling point, that is with respect to the bond angle. So bond angle goes on decreases. Bond angle decreases. Bond angle with respect to structure, bond angle decreases. Okay. And except bond angle will not related with any bond strength. So except this, remaining all these three. Okay. So main reason for this observation is why acidic nature goes on it is increases, why basic nature decreases, why thermal stability decrease. We can add one more students here about the reducing nature. Since here ammonia to bismuth hydride, reducing nature increases. You can add one more. It is reducing nature increase. Reducing nature increases. That means reducing character increases. And for all these cases, the main reason is about their bond strength or energy required to break the bond. So here it is observed that from ammonia to that of bismuth hydride, bond strength, bond present between E and H, element E and H, that is stability goes on decreases, and bond dissociation energy also goes on decrease. So main reason, decrease of bond dissociation energy, decrease of bond dissociation energy, bond dissociation energy. And this bond dissociation energy is also called one more name, bond enthalpy. Bond enthalpy. That means ammonia, in order to break nitrogen-hydrogen bond, more amount of energy to be supplied. Bond dissociation enthalpy of NH bond in ammonia is more, whereas bond dissociation enthalpy in BH bond of bismuth hydride is less. So from ammonia to that of bismuth hydride, bond dissociation energy decreases because of lesser stability of the bond, because of the thermal stability decreases. So this is less thermal stable, means bond present between bismuth hydrogen can break easily with less energy. But here bond dissociation energy is more. So that is a major reason one can find for all these properties with respect to the EH3 type element, that is hydride with respect to the group 15 element. So this is with respect to the nature of the EH3. Let us see the third chemical properties with respect to group 15 element, that is reactions with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. Okay, reactions with oxygen. So here group 15 element, that is E. So E belongs to a group 15 element. Okay. So that react with oxygen, that will produce us two types of oxides. Two types of oxide because of +3 as well as +5 oxidation state are the two positive oxidation states. So with respect to +3, it will produce us E2O3 type oxide, another one is E2O5 type oxides. That is per trioxide and pentoxide form, E2O3 and E2O5. So in E2O3 it is because of the +3 oxidation state of the element. Here E2O5 because of +5 oxidation state of the element. One with respect to hydroxide state +5, other one with respect to positive, that is +3 oxidation state. But with -3 oxide not possible, because oxygen itself is -2 oxidation state to that. Okay. So if you go with respect to the nitrogen, it will show two types of oxide after react with oxygen. It will produce us N2O3, dinitrogen trioxide, and another one is N2O5, dinitrogen pentoxide. Similarly, phosphorus also shows two types of oxide, P2O3, diphosphorus oxide or a phosphorus oxide, another one is P2O5, phosphorus pentoxide. But if you go with arsenic, antimony and bismuth, they always shows only one oxide, that is because their oxidation state is more stable in the +3 oxidation state. So these shows only E2O3 type, first category, that is AS2O3, another one is Sp2O3, and then this one shows Bi2O3. So all these oxides with respect to +3 has a stable oxidation state, because all these elements shows maximum oxidation state only +3 with oxygen due to inert parific reason. But this will shows both pentoxide and that is trioxide. But here point we noted with respect to nature is this oxide of nitrogen and phosphorus. These are oxide of non-element, non-metal. So oxide of non-metals are normally acidic in nature. They are acidic. Oxide of nitrogen and phosphorus are acidic in nature. Whereas arsenic and antimony basically metalloid. So oxide of metalloids are amphoteric. So these two shows amphoteric nature. Amphoteric means that react with both acid as well as base. Acidic means that react with only acid base. And if you go with the bismuth oxide, that will show basic nature. Basically, bismuth is metal, so metal oxides are basic in the nature. So this is about the basic nature of the oxide. And here also among N2O5 and N2O3, N2O5 is more acidic because higher oxidation state oxides are more acidic because of +5 oxidation state here present. But here only +3 oxidation state. Lower oxidation state of non-metal oxides are little less acidic. Okay. Similarly, P2O5 more acidic compared to P2O3. And another interesting aspect of P2O5 is this phosphorus pentoxide exists as a dimer. This exists as a dimer. 2 times P2O5. That is nothing but P4O10. It exists in the form of a dimer of phosphorus pentoxide. There is another specialty property of phosphorus pentoxide. So this is with respect to reactions with oxygen. Let us see the fourth chemical properties, that is reactions with halogen. Reaction with the halogen, that is H2. X may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or you can say iodine. Okay. So here we observe that group 15 element of group 15, that is react with halogen, that will produce us. Here there is 2 types of halides generated here. One is EX3 type, other one is EX5 type. EX3 type or trihalide, EX5 is nothing but pentahalide. So this is trihalide type, and that is because of the +3 oxidation state of the element, group 15 element. Another one is pentahalide, and that is mainly because of +5 oxidation state of group 15 element. 2 types of halides are generated, just like the oxides. But if you go for the nitrogen, it will show NX3 type only. Only NX3 type, not shows any NX5 type. Very important. Nitrogen shows only trihalide, not a pentahalide. The main reason because in case of a nitrogen, only where we find -3 or you can say +3 has a stable oxidation state. With respect to halogen, +3 oxidation state is more important. So +3 has a stable oxidation state present. Only +3 oxidation state stable, and then it is exists. But nitrogen +5 oxidation state not exist. It is not exist. Main reason here is non-availability of the orbital. Because of non-availability of the orbital for bonding, it will not show any +5 oxidation state, and also it will not show pentahalide as a one of the molecules. So as due to non-availability of d orbital, nitrogen do not show pentahalide, only trihalide. In that, the only one compound that is going to be more stable with the fluorine, that is NF3, that is going to be stable. Nitrogen trifluoride is going to be stable. Because fluorine is small size, nitrogen is also small size. Bonds can be formed very easily. So this is the one important aspect. Fluorine is stable with respect because of the small size. But all other elements can show both trihalide as well as pentahalide. So here it is observed that these are phosphorus, arsenic, then antimony, all these shows pentahalide as well as trihalide. They form trihalide as well as pentahalide. But bismuth, due to only +3 oxidation state is stable, that will shows bismuth trihalide more stable. Okay, only +3 oxidation state shows bismuth trihalide. In that, if you go with the bismuth trifluoride BF3, it will show more covalent. It will show more covalent nature. Okay, so among all the halides of bismuth trifluoride is actually more covalent. So this is with respect to the reactions of group 15 element with halogen. Now let us see the last one of the chemical properties with respect to group 15 element, reactions with the metals. Normally we consider metals like calcium, zinc, sodium and magnesium. So here what happened is a group 15 element that is react with respective metal, any one of this metal, that will produce metal either nitride or you can say M3E2 type compound generated. M3E2 type compound generated. Let us say if you go with nitrogen, nitrogen react with calcium produces calcium nitride, Ca3n2. Similarly, phosphorus react with calcium produces calcium phosphide, Ca3p2. And arsenic react with sodium produces sodium arsenide, Na3Az2, sodium arsenide. Antimony with zinc produces zinc antimonide, Zn3Sp2, zinc antimonide. And bismuth with magnesium produces magnesium bismuthide, Mg3Bi2, magnesium bismuthide formation taking place. And here all these elements reacted with respect to -3 oxidation state. So with respect to the -3 oxidation state of the group 15 element. The previous two examples discussed, three examples discussed, reactions with hydrogen, reactions with respect to the oxygen and halogen, all those are with respect to positive oxidation state, either +3 or a +5. But here it is with respect to the -3 oxidation state of group 15 element. So this is called calcium nitride. Calcium nitride. This is calcium phosphide. Remember, all anions are named and with IDE. So here nitrogen to bismuth also shows anionic nature, means it is name and with IDE. And then arsenic nitride. Sodium arsenide. It will show sodium arsenide. Here Na3 is nothing but sodium arsenide. Then here zinc antimonide. Then the last one, this is bismuth, magnesium bismuthide. So here what happened is magnesium. Here magnesium is positive charge, +2 oxidation state. But bismuth here it will show -3 because of covalent character. It will show -3. So these are exception cases where we find. Here bismuth in this case shows -3 oxidation state. But in all other cases it will show the positive oxidation state. So bismuth with the non-metal positive oxidation state, whereas bismuth with the magnesium halide a mono electropositive element, it shows -3 oxidation. So all these with respect to reactions with the metals. Let us see the anomalous behavior of a nitrogen. Always remember, the first member of every group shows anomalous property. That means property of the element of the first member of the group is one and other elements of the same group is different also. So comparatively, the first element shows one property, other element shows another property. Here also in the group 15 element, nitrogen is the first member and that will show some property, but other element will not show the same properties. So that is an anomalous behavior one can find. Let us see. So there are totally 5 anomalous behaviors present and also reason one can find here. The first anomalous property is nitrogen, it can form only p-pi multiple bond. That means between nitrogen or between nitrogen and any other element, only pi bond will form with the p orbital involvement. That is called p-pi multiple bond. So nitrogen forms p-pi multiple bond with itself. That means with nitrogen or with any other element like carbon and oxygen. If you go with nitrogen, N triple bond N. If you go with the carbon, N double bond C or N triple bond C. If you go with oxygen, N double bond O, like that. So it will form a p-pi multiple bond only. But other elements can form p-pi d-pi multiple bond, and some of them do not show any pi bond if you go with the bismuth like that. And another one is nitrogen shows diatomic with the triple bond. So nitrogen is the only one element that can show triple bond, but all others shows a single bond. So nitrogen shows a triple bond, but if you go with the phosphorus, only single bond is there. For the arsenic, only single bond is present. Only nitrogen has got an ability to show triple bond. Okay. And the third property, nitrogen do not show d-pi p-pi bond. p pi. Pi bond with the d orbital involvement is not shown by the nitrogen, but other can show, especially phosphorus can show. Look at that here. So here nitrogen do not show d pi bond. But if you go for the phosphorus, phosphorus form a pi bond with oxygen. In that one sigma, other one is the pi, and in that pi, the orbital of the phosphorus involved in bonding. Similarly here also PR3 double bond CH2. This is PR3 double bond O. Here PR3. That means total valency of the phosphorus is 5. Out of which 3 satisfied by R and remaining 2 satisfied by the double bond. So a double bond CH2. So phosphorus has got d pi p pi bonding, but nitrogen do not show. The main reason is in nitrogen there is no d orbital available for bonding in the valence shell. That is the reason. And the fourth property is nitrogen shows weak catenation property, but other can show catenation property more. Catenation means tendency to form long chain. Here nitrogen can combine with nitrogen with only 2 elements. 2 nitrogen can combine, but no 3, not 4. But other can show around 3, 4, 5 like that. So nitrogen shows weak catenation property, but other element shows higher catenation property. The fifth and the most important is bond dissociation energy. So in case of nitrogen, N triple bond N product. But in other cases, phosphorus can show double bond, but all other elements shows a single bond. As the triple bond, in order to break more energy needed, whereas in order to break double and single bond, less energy sufficient. As the bond dissociation energy of nitrogen in molecule like N2 is very high, approximately 941.4 kilojoule per mole. If we have a 1 mole of triple bond, nitrogen triple bond, we have to supply 941.4 kilojoule amount of energy. Such a high energy needed in order to break the bond. Okay, so these are the 5 important anomalous properties with respect to the nitrogen. But here one point to be noted with respect to the fourth catenation property, weak catenation property. Look at it. Nitrogen single bond is weak, but triple bond stronger. Okay, single bond is weak, whereas phosphorus single bond is strong. So there was an interesting thing here. Nitrogen triple bond always is strong because of high dissociation energy. But single bond is unstable, you can say weak, and phosphorus single bond is strong. And that is mainly because nitrogen is very small size, and also it has a lone pair of electron in its valence shells. So these lone pair of electron repulsion taking place. So because of high inter-electronic repulsion of non-bonding electrons in nitrogen, non-bonding electrons. Okay, so the repulsion takes place because of the small size of the nitrogen. So that will lead to the single bonds are unstable. But in the triple bond, those non-bonded electrons are involved in bonding. And in that cases, electron repulsion concept is not observed. So that due to high inter-electronic repulsion, in case of a non-bonded electron of the nitrogen, makes the weaker bond, single bond weaker. But phosphorus single bond strong because there is a big size of phosphorus, there is no any such interaction. And reason for all these anomalous properties only 4. The first one due to small size, because of the small size of the nitrogen, and second one high electron negativity, and third one is high ionization energy, and the last one non-availability of the d orbital for bonding.